Hey everybody, how you doing? That's the old rock band I used to play in. Had a lot of fun with for a long time. An old band called Junkbox. And that's where Junkbox Mike gets his name. So anyhow, how we doing? December 30th. That's the night before New Year's Eve. Now you saw the long video of me taking care of this little area right here, and I've got one little panel I'd like to weld up in there, but I wanted to get back here on the back side of this right here and just do a little bit of cleaning and inspecting and do some 415 action. Now I'm kind of thinking when I get back here, you see that rust hole and stuff, and I'm going to have a little bit of work here to do. I'd kind of rather the car be like this. I'm thinking maybe that's a little better for me. Thing is, the gas tank leaks, and it leaks somewhere on top, and it's not leaking now. But I know it's going to have to come out, and I know I'm going to have to do some welding work right up in here, and these little braces too, and on over there, and I don't know, heck I don't know, maybe it'll be alright. It's not leaking now. I just don't want to do a lot of welding around the gas tank that might have fumes coming out of the top of it, because that's where it leaks, is out of the top. So it's got to come out anyway, and before I turn the car like this, it's easier to take out now. And it's also, what I found out was, look right there. This gas tank has a drain plug. So I'm going to try to get it out without tearing the tank up, because I might just have something stupid going on up there that I can fix and not have to replace the tank. But I planned on replacing it, so if I do, it's okay. Anyhow, so yeah, you can kind of see what I got going on here. All that undercoating stuff is just kind of coming off, and it all just needs brushed up in 415 all the way up in the differential. What do you call it? It's the front part of the trunk floor. Everything's good and solid, and I just want to protect it and 415 it all up really good. You know. So anyway, I'm gonna get this car situated and decide what I'm gonna do, and then we'll get right back with you. All right. Well, here's what I got going on. I actually did get that plug broke loose. And what I really don't want to do is open that plug and have, I don't know, I might have 10 gallons of fuel in there. I don't remember. There might be 5. Doesn't matter, because all I got the little 2-gallon can right here. All my other cans are full. I had like 12 extra big old cans of, you know, empty gas cans, and I threw them all away when I cleaned the garage out. So I'm just going to let her drip. I back that bolt out just enough so it'll drip, and I can move on and do some other things while this tank's draining. And I'll put 2 gallons at a time into my truck and burn this crap up. Gas nowadays just does not last like it used to. So there's no sense in storing it. I'm just going to use it. Anyhow, while I was doing that, I got to looking here, and this is right down from where I stopped off. We got all good stuff here. I want to check out all this stuff. You know, this just needs scraped down and buzzed down best we can. 415 it. 415 this stuff. Get it cleaned off. 415. We're good. This is a drain for the rocker panel. You know, there's a little bit of stuff in here, but no issues there. On the bottom side of the rocker panel, there's a seam right here, and this little section right through here. I was kind of worried about this. Well, that's rusted because what happened is this rock guard, which goes all along from the factory, it's put on there all along the bottom of the rocker panel. It's a rock guard, and I'll put it back on here. I might come out to here when I put it back on there, but I think it just loosened up and started holding some water and started rusting. And this is, I can't poke anything through it. This is a factory seam right here. This little line right here. So I think we can just grind the crap out of this down and rust treat it really good 5 or 6, 7, 8 times, and it's going to be fine. This next section that I was looking at, and I didn't know if I had to do much to, I noticed that I do. I got a hole right here, just a little hole, and I wanted to show you. See how there's no holes. There's a hole up here. There's no hole down here. You know, from the factory. This is a rust hole, and look at this. I can stick my finger inside there. So any kind of water and dirt over the years goes up inside there, falls down inside this basically aquarium, and it holds it. There's no way for it to come out. So now I got just a little rust hole right here, and I can fix it. But see, I also have this pinch weld, whatever you want to call it, yeah, pinch weld, and it's starting to separate. It's because it's got rust down inside of it. So I really think, I don't know, you know, I could fudge it. I could just cover this up, be done with it. But I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and cut this out, or at least this portion right here. I'm going to cut it out and leave it so I can put a piece of 1/8 inch steel right there, and leave it open, leave it airy so stuff can get out. If something gets up inside there, and I can seal that off. You know, it's got a place to get out at, or you know, I might just cut this out, grind this off, and I might just plug it off altogether. But what I'm going to do is put me a nice little hole, right around through here, and a nice little maybe a long cut through there, so that it can stay clean. Stuff can fall out of it. Water gets in it, it can come out. It gets some airflow through there. That's my plan. And I think really on the other side of this, it's all really good. I was worried about my mount right here for my fender skirts, because you know it is a Cadillac. You got to have fender skirts. It just doesn't look right. This is good and solid. So I just think we have just a little bit of work here to do. And go ahead, and if I do go ahead and cut this out just a little bit bigger, I can get up here and rust proof and clean inside there, and then I won't have any more problems. Cadillac probably didn't worry about this car lasting for 50 years, you know, and I think that's why this is open, and you know there's just a big open space right there for stuff to get in there and then just sit there and eat. And I'll probably cut this out and find that the under rocker's got a hole in it too, I'm guessing. Who knows? I don't know. You know, I could just plug this off, mash it up with some Port 15 and not worry about it. But I'd like somebody to find this car 50 years from now and say, man, what a solid car. Look what this guy did. You know, this guy was sort of a craftsman back in that day. You know, we could restore this car. You know, who knows? Not that I'll be around for it, but hey, whatever. Anyhow, let me get this cut out, and I'll get back with you. Well, you can get the Punk and Holler Boys here right on the internet. punkandhollerboys.com. And really, you can catch us if you live in the Midwest or Indianapolis area. You can catch us at the Melody Inn every third Friday, 7:30 to 9:30. 3826 North Illinois Street. It's always a fun show. It's close for me here at home. It doesn't really pay anything, but man, it's a lot of fun. Such a great little honky-tonk kind of hole-in-the-wall place. It's a tradition for the Punk and Holler Boys the last, I don't know, 10 years or something like that. Anyhow, here's what we got. I've got my hole cut out. And this is all good solid metal, and there's really no other damage even on the back side of it. But this was just packed full of stuff. Packed full. You know, there was no way if dirt and all that got inside there, or little mice and all that, You know, it just wouldn't it wouldn't fall out. So I cleaned it all out, and what I've got now, you see the funny color of it, this funny yellow color is straight vinegar. I soaked it down with vinegar, and I've let it sit for almost an hour or so and kept it good and wet. As a rust treatment. There's so many people that, you know, I've seen soak stuff in vinegar for rust and all that, and it seems like it does the best job, you know, compared to anything else, and it's the cheapest. See all. Let's see if I can get the light just right. I don't know if you, yeah, there you go. This is just solid surface rust. Of course, I scuffed it down with wire brush and you know, sanding disc, like I did all this stuff. But it's turning black. It's turning. You know, I think this is the way to go for especially underbody stuff. It's something I'll do with all this when I do the whole underside of the car. I just want to do all my metal work and my serious sections. But this bottom of this rocker panel, I ground it down, and you know, that's what it was. It wasn't from the inside out. I was worried about that, but this rock guard had gotten loose and held moisture and just rusted the outside surface of it. So it's going to be good. You know, so all I got to do, I'm going to make my little patch panel here, basically, and spot weld it in right along here, and then I'm going to leave a gap right here. I'm going to leave this gap right here and leave it open so that, you know, I can stick a finger in there if I had to, and all the stuff will fall out if any kind of dirt or water gets in there. Also, I can get something inside there and rust proof it, you know, on a periodical basis next couple of years, or, you know, once a year, or I don't know. Just we'll see. But it'll be a really good deal. So anyway, get that taken care of, and we'll move over to this. Move over to this little problem. I got a hole here. I got a hole that goes in the fender well all the way up, right about, I don't know, right about here or so. So I've got to clean all that out, patch it all up, and it's supposed to come together as one piece right here. And there's a film of Bondo right here, so I'm sure I'm going to do a little of this rear quarter patch right here, and, you know, on we go, on around the car. You know, I'm pretty excited because we're pretty close to being done with one side of the car underneath. But I can start with the body work. You know, we got like a little bubble right here, so it's hard telling what that's going to be rust. You know, so, you know, I'll have to patch a nice little place right here and keep on going. And you remember when I talked about this seam sealer stuff, the special sealer that I was telling you guys about, and this stuff is hardened up, and I thought, well, I'll just see if, you know, I can peel this off with my fingers, and I can't get my fingernail underneath that stuff. I mean, if I got a razor blade, if a razor blade would take it off, you know, but it would still be stuck to that. The film of it underneath, as much as you get off of the razor blade, it would take, you know, a sanding something or another, a wire brush or something to get that stuff off, and it seals so good and tight. I think that's going to be a good cheap deal for me. I'd rather use whatever I have on this car, what I have available to me, and do a good job. So that's the whole deal with this deal. It's a budget restoration patch cleanup thing. I'm not showing you what you should do. I'm showing you what I'm doing. This is how I'm doing it. Now, after this car is done, I hope to get a hold of another project or two. I got my eyes on a couple already. I just can't help it. I just really enjoy doing this. So, you know, and I might change my processes as I go, but this is how I'm doing this car. This car, for what it's going to be worth, it's going to be worth a pretty penny, but it's not going to be, you know, the perfect car. It's just not. No matter what I do to it, it's just not. But it's going to be a nice, solid cruiser that I'm going to enjoy, and whoever drives it after me is going to enjoy it. Anyhow, we're going to end this video here. I hope you all have a really good New Year. This is the night before New Year's Eve. Come New Year's Eve night, tomorrow night, you guys be careful out there. Have a good time. and buckle up. Don't drink and drive, and just watch yourselves out there, okay? Love to all. Junkbox Mike. We'll see you later.